Hey, I'm Gage.
I'm Matt. I'm Josh. And this is Crash Test Reviews.
Alright, we got some cool news for you guys to start off. First, Mass Effect 3 launched in early copies into space. So there's a GPS tracker on it, so if you guys want to check that out, see where they're at.
London and Paris still need to be launched. The other places have already been launched and I believe taken according to their website.
Yeah, some of them are still stuck on mountainside cliffs and or giant sequoia trees, or what was it? It was like
redwoods.
Yeah, redwoods. So they have actually spoken. If you see those copies on the GPS tracker, leave them. do not kill yourself over early copies of Mass Effect.
Yeah, they're not held liable for your stupidity at all. So
Or get an X.
Yep. Whatever.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, whatever.
Medal of Honor has a new game coming out called Medal of Honor Warfighter. It's supposed to come out in October. Don't have a specific release date yet, but some cool news about it. It's going to be released on Frostbite 2 engine.
Yep, that's the same engine they used for Battlefield 3 for those who don't know.
Blow stuff up.
Yep.
Blow stuff up. Also, Jet Set Radio has an arcade trailer. Also going to be released on PS3 and Xbox 360 Marketplace, so check that out. Pokemon's supposed to have a new announcement, some new announcement on February 26th.
Yep.
Apparently, from what I read, which I could be wrong on this, so don't quote me. It's going to be a normal DS title.
Okay. So you're saying it's going to be a game, is what you heard or read?
Correct. Yes, it's going to be a brand new game. What it's rumored to be is what it's kind of like standing title was Black and White 2. We don't know. It could be two brand new games. We don't know.
Okay.
But it's going to be on the regular DS. But apparently, if you have, say, the 3DS, or I don't know if it's going to have like the DSi features like how some games do, but you'll actually be able to use certain features for having the 3DS. So that'll be kind of cool what they implement.
So pretty much you're saying that what might be announced is another game then?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright, so if you're a Pokemon fan, check that out. Borderlands 2 released a trailer and release date this week. I know we're all excited for Borderlands.
Oh, definitely. So pumped.
That's going to be an awesome game. It was really cool gameplay, so you guys should check that out.
Yeah. Another thing we forgot to mention is Mass Effect 3 CGI trailer actually premiered last Sunday during The Walking Dead. We got the extended cut that BioWare released a few days later, so we got a link for all that stuff below. So what's happening this week in games?
Well, this week, well, next week actually. No, it is this week.
Yep.
All confused on mine. But we have Binary Domain. Let's see, we got SSX coming out too, which the demo is actually really, really cool. It does feel a lot like the original SSX. If you guys played that, it's
so not all simulation. It's more freestyle, you know.
But the thing is, it's weird because they add simulation to the freestyle. Because as you guys know, if any of you know, NASA did do topographical maps.
Yeah, that is really cool how they teamed up with NASA.
It's almost like spot for spot.
Yeah.
Mountainside, unless they obviously added in jumps and rails. All
yeah, I mean they don't just make mountains with rails. They don't just come up like that. So,
but the cool thing about that is you do have the realistic settings.
Yeah.
With the crazy over the top, goofy tricks and stuff like that. So that's really cool. Binary Domain is a kind of like a futuristic, like almost cyberpunk, but not really.
Okay.
Third-person shooter. It's a cover shooter. It's like a team-based shooter, squad shooter.
Okay.
The more you do well with your team, the faster they will react to your actions. The faster they'll actually lend hands. So say if someone says, hey, nice shot, you actually have to say thanks or, shut up. And that'll, develop a relationship.
So kind of like they did with Army of Two, or no?
Yeah, in a way. But on this one you have like a squad, I think it's 3 people.
Okay.
So and they have different actions too.
Alright.
So depending on what that is.
Okay.
But other than that, last week we had Azure's Wrath.
Yeah.
Came out, the demo for that was really cool. It was really different. Let's see. Demo for Binary Domain is out as well if you wanted to try that.
Yeah.
But let's see. Can't remember the other one.
Let's see. Asura's Wrath, we already said. Syndicate.
Yeah, okay, yeah, Syndicate was... Syndicate is a game that came out on the Sega. I can't believe I forgot, but it's actually a 4-player co-op game where you go through the story, and it's full 4-player co-op.
Yeah.
You do... I think there is a couple of online modes, but it's kind of like an experience level booster type of game.
Okay.
Get so many kills, do so well, level up your abilities. Each person is kind of a class base as well.
Yeah.
Each person does so and so different things. There's like a techie, there's a heavy gun guy, that kind of thing. So that's out. Came out last week.
Yeah.
So there's a demo for that as well. So you can play offline and online.
Sweet.
The last thing, Mortal Kombat Complete Edition.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat Complete. It's the new Mortal Kombat that came out, which was awesome. If you guys haven't had a chance to play it, I don't see how anybody wouldn't unless you're a 10-year-old. But
I mean, they still would probably have played it, or if you're...
Why have you not played it?
I only played it because I'm not really a fighter person, but I played it because cool.
Yeah, I mean,
it looked awesome.
It's Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat 2 is probably one of my standalone favorite games on the Sega Genesis when I played it. Anyways, Complete Edition comes with all the DLC. If you missed out on the Season Pass when it first released, you got free access to, when they came out, but Scarlet, you got Freddy Krueger, which came out, which was really, really sweet. I was trying to think of the other one.
I couldn't help you, I don't know.
Yeah, ninjas. There are a bunch of ninjas. I looked at it up this past week.
Yeah, I know. I can't even believe I'm having a total brain fart right here. But anyways, you get them when you buy Complete Edition.
Yeah.
It comes with everything. All that great stuff. So.
Yep. Real quick, I kind of promised a little bit of a review of the capture card. So far from the videos, as you can tell, it's nice when it works. I love the fact that it records pretty seamlessly.
It's Blind Kenshi, by the way. For Mortal Kombat.
Okay. Pretty much, I had a little bit of a problem where it would record and keep recording because I told it to, and it would only end up coming within a few seconds, you know. Like the final video, I had a few that were like 3 gigabytes because I just kind of let it keep going. And then when I actually went back and looked at the video, it had only recorded 30 seconds of the video with the audio, but then it was kind of weird because once the video was over, according to the video player, the actual video would keep going, but there would be no audio. So it was kind of annoying in that part. Not really sure how to fix that. I'm just kind of working around it with right now, but overall, I think, you know, for how much we spent on it and for the other capture cards I've used before, I really like it. I like that it has HDMI, which was the main reason that I was going for it. Overall, though, I like it. If you guys want to do kind of game videos, I definitely recommend it. Hopefully, there's some sort of, you know, update that'll fix that recording with no audio. But, I mean, we'll see in the future.
For right now, it works.
Yeah, for now, why just work around it. We're going to go ahead and talk about our top 3 most anticipated games this year. So, Gage, what do you think?
All right, I'll start off with number 3. My number 3 anticipated game is kind of weird. It's Spider-Man the game. It's supposed to pretty much implement the Spider-Man game, movie come out this upcoming summer. Don't know too much about it. I've seen trailers on it and it looks pretty cool. The graphics look insane for a Spider-Man game. There's a trailer for a villain they released, which is Rhino.
Oh yeah,
that's the first villain we know about, because most Spider-Man games they have about 4 villains.
Well, they have a bunch of them. Yeah, they have because it's all based on chapter.
Okay.
At least if it's anything like the other ones, it's based off chapter, and then each chapter has like the boss fight. So
yeah, until you get to the last boss.
Okay.
In the movie. So it should probably.
So it is kind of cool though, because I know from like the other ones, yeah, it's based on the movie, but then they have, like how I was saying, they have the chapter bosses.
Yeah.
Where in a way each chapter is like kind of like a comic book story, but
like
issued into one chapter because it builds up and then you eventually fight that last boss.
Cool.
Okay.
For example, Spider-Man 1 had like the Vulture.
Exactly.
Shocker, or I think he was in the second one, and there was like Rhino was in the second one.
Right, yeah.
So it's all different. They have a bunch of villains. All the classic Spider-Man villains will be in it. But yeah, from the trailers, the movements look insane for a Spider-Man game, and I'm kind of excited to see what the new Spider-Man has to offer. My second anticipated game is Far Cry 3.
Oh yeah.
I don't know as much as these guys, so maybe they know a little bit more than me. For me, for example, the trailers and for the Far Cry 3 game have looked insane with the graphics. The water looks, it looks crystal clear. Pretty much it's like a Skyrim game where like you can see it, you can go there. So there's big mountains, big jungle. So it goes back to the first one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't play first or second. So
apparently from the CGI trailer that was released, which I think for one of our last episodes we have the link to it if you haven't saw it.
Yeah.
Includes the release date as well. But what I gathered from the story from there, apparently you're going on like a vacation.
Yeah.
On this tropical island.
College.
Yeah, and then you end up just getting kidnapped by these crazy people, and then kills your friends, and then you escape, and so you're running around the jungle, which is going to be really sweet because it's going to be awesome to see how they tie that.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I was like, I want to see how.
Yeah, exactly. Because with the original first ones, you were the mercenary, and you were going on the island. Well, and then when they did the re-release for it, which were on like the 360, you had the feral senses and stuff like that, but you were still on the tropical island.
Yeah, the first one was kind of weird too how they did it. It's because like you were there, you were supposed to be like a news reporter, right? And then you turned out, were you a news reporter and then mercenary?
I believe so, yeah.
And then next thing you know, you're just like mutated. And I thought that kind of took away from the story towards the end, but it was still
I liked it though, just because you were on that tropical island and just the environment. Because at that time there wasn't.
Oh yeah.
There wasn't, like the crazy stuff that we've seen so far.
Oh yeah.
So seeing that jungle with like all the sunlight, the water.
Oh yeah, the lighting system was crazy.
It was amazing. And then when Far Cry 2 rolled around, seeing the light come in between the trees and stuff like that. Jeez.
Yeah.
So 3 is just going to be ridiculous.
Also, I've looked Far Cry 3. They're gonna have animals, so there's gonna be like a hunting aspect to it too.
Oh yeah,
man.
They've had animals in the second one, but I don't think there was really any purpose. They were just kind of there.
Yeah, they were just kind of there if you felt like riding your dune buggy on some zebras.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll be like a cool little bear or something.
Maybe
in the tropical jungle.
Yeah.
You don't know.
It might be a polar bear, Gage. We don't know.
We don't know.
So what's your number one?
My number one is South Park the game. Pretty much it's supposed to be an open world South Park game, RPG feel. You create a brand new South Park character. You go to school. I don't know if you go to school, but I know you have to pretty much build your popularity up, like all South Park is. I mean, South Park, the main popular kids at school are Kenny, Stan, Kyle, Cartman, and Butters is like the fifth wheel. Butters. But a little bit of feel to it. You create a character. There's different kind of characters you can create. You can create a rogue. Can't think of all on the top of my head. I think there's a warrior, but the funny one is the ginger character you can create, and he's like pretty much you just take it's like a mixture of
all around.
He's an all around like base character. They also have a secret character they haven't released yet for him. Also for the combat, it's turn based, right?
That's what we.
That's what they've.
Turn based, so it's pretty much like you attack, I attack.
Mm-hmm.
So that's. I don't know about it, but still it's South Park. I love South Park, so yeah, I'm excited for those 3.
Oh yeah.
All right, so you go ahead and do your top 3.
Or
should we wait for you?
I was gonna say this is really tough for me, but I'm pretty sure I can probably finish this one out right here.
Okay.
Number 3 right now. I'm gonna start like how Gage did. Number 3, I think right now is Mass Effect 3. It's right around the corner almost. It's really funny too because when Mass Effect 1 first came out, I wasn't into it really a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the games that is right up my alley too. It's combat space shooter. You develop this character, level up, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And all the people that I talked to are really surprised that I didn't play Mass Effect 1 when it first came out. Mm-hmm. But I played it. I loved it. Finished that. Went into Mass Effect 2. I bought Mass Effect 2. I played through it. I didn't beat it, and then I just kind of stopped.
Yeah.
And then I picked it up again, and then I got hooked on it instantly. And then it was actually in the perfect time because right when I beat that was when they announced the Mass Effect 3 demo coming out.
Yeah.
So I was prepared for that.
Yeah, that's pretty good timing there.
Yeah, so the Mass Effect 3 is awesome. If you haven't played the demo, I'm pretty sure all of you have. But the multiplayer is really fun.
Mm-hmm.
The single player it's Mass Effect. It's going to be good. I'm really excited to see my character, all the stuff that I've done throughout my playthroughs, carry over into 3.
Yeah.
That's going to be really awesome to see. in ways of if I've screwed anybody over, like colony-wise.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because I actually, this is going to be hilarious to see how it plays out. Because in the first game, my relationship option was Ashley Williams.
Okay.
So we had our thing. Next game, she's like, "Oh, I don't like you anymore. I'm with your Cerberus. I don't like you." So you don't talk to her. But then I developed a relationship with Miranda.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be really funny to go into 3 and then have them just fight over me and then just like just scratch and claw at each other, just bickering about me. But anyway, yeah. So Mass Effect 3, that's my third choice. Number 2, I think is I'm going to steal Gage on this one. I have to go with Far Cry 3.
Okay.
I'm just super excited for it. I could talk hours about how much of an experience I had with Far Cry 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I can only imagine 3. It's going to get better from there.
Yeah.
So we touched on that. My number 1 choice. I'm sorry. It's got to be Max Payne 3.
Okay.
This game is it has kind of like a sentimental value to me because it was one of the first games I can remember getting for my birthday on the original Xbox.
Okay.
So it was one of those games that you dive deep into the story.
Oh yeah.
Because the character of Max Payne they tell it so well, and being a huge comic book fan that I am, I really hope that they stick with the old school cutscenes.
Oh yeah.
Where it is the comic book panels, you have the little subtitle things, and it goes through it. Once I saw the very first teaser trailer where they teased the music from the first Max Payne, I cried. I was like a little schoolgirl. I watched it and I was so happy.
Yeah.
And then to later find out that they're actually getting the guy who did the Max Payne voice from the first 2 games is awesome too. So
he's also supposed to be older too. He's a lot older.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because and this one apparently it's just he's got to go back to it's somewhere. It's like across seas. I can't remember where it is off the top of my head, but apparently he's got to help someone save their daughter. Mm-hmm. Like it's the mayor or president, someone high up like that. But he's got to go over there save his daughter. But there's all these gang members and stuff like that. So he's got to go way undercover.
Yeah.
So apparently he's going to get fatter and he's going to get bald and.
Yeah, I think the game is definitely long overdue. I remember playing it on one of my friends' PlayStations, and being a shooter, you don't expect a really gripping story, but I don't know. I have kind of the same feel as Josh. Definitely, the story alone is pretty good. The way they tell it and the fact of what makes it's really good in showing him how he evolves into what he becomes. Mm-hmm. And to be honest, when I hopefully later down the road create my own game company, I actually plan on making a game kind of based on something like that, where it's really the game is based on things that happened in the past and really show how you evolve.
Well, yeah, because that's the thing. Because in the first game, it's kind of sad though. I feel terrible for virtual Max Payne because the first game, his first appearance is when his life really just turns to crap.
Oh yeah.
And then the second game, he's got this mindset where he's like, I'm not going to trust anybody.
Yeah.
Too much crap has happened. And then he gets the relationship with Mona, and that's just bad altogether. Mm-hmm. So 3 is going to be really cool because one of the things is he kind of has to, from what I've heard, he has to kind of go back to his past, and it's one of those things where you got to deal with it. And then
I was going to say you probably got to take care of it, right?
But man, I can't wait, especially with Euphoria Engine, which is going to be awesome on this.
Yeah.
The realistic movements. It's going to have it's a third-person shooter, but what they're really working on is it's going to have control and then precision of a first-person shooter. Because with Red Dead Redemption and stuff like that, if you've noticed, you can kind of click the thumbstick to choose which shoulder you shoot from.
Yeah.
But depending on where you're at, you can kind of manipulate that and shoot around an object, even though it's right in front of you and it's obviously blocking you. So they're working on a way where wherever you're pointing, that's where you're going to be shooting indefinitely. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be awesome.
That's sweet.
All right, so my top 3, starting from the bottom, everybody else, I think it definitely came out of the dark at E3. Far Cry 3. I was really pumped for Far Cry 2. I started playing it. I played a little bit of it. I don't think I beat it, but I didn't really like the graphics. I know Josh said he liked it, but I didn't think... The graphics to me on the 360 kind of made me think it was made for the Xbox. but Far Cry 3 just blows me away. The high dynamic rays, which I'm assuming is what they're using for the lighting, is really amazing. The water is amazing also. Basically, I mean, it just kind of came out of nowhere. I was excited that they were making a new one when it was announced at E3, but the trailer didn't really get me hooked. But this new CGI, I definitely think it gets people thinking about it again, and it's really, really amazing. Number 2, I would say, is Borderlands 2. It's not my number 1 because there's something else that I was not expecting that's coming out. But Borderlands 2, I'm definitely pumped for. I played it. I loved it so much I got my brother to play it. We both bought it again and played it together. I completely loved it. I thought it was awesome.
Great multiplayer.
Great multiplayer.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll all play that together.
Yeah, and I definitely love the fact that they do the RPG style really well with a shooter. It's more fluid than Mass Effect. I know Mass Effect I really like also, but it's kind of like it's more strategy in Mass Effect, where this one is kind of like, if you know how to play your class, you just run in, shoot things, make sure you do your abilities at the right time.
Yeah.
And I like that because it doesn't really slow it down, really. But my number 1 came out of the dark. I'm really pumped for it. Is the new Rainbow Six Patriot.
Yeah.
I played Vegas. I played online with my friends. Played Terrorist Hunt. I love the crap out of that game. We would play it nonstop, no matter what. And basically, Terrorist Hunt is the way to go for that game. I love the leveling up, and it's not just leveling up in, hey, here's a new rank. It's, hey, here's a new rank and new armor that'll help. And I love, if they keep the same style, you got new guns. They were the first to really do that really well. It's not no bullshit Call of Duty, here's a new gun, have fun, here's a new scope that you got. No, this is actually they do it really well. They also do the armor really well. If they do it like the old one, you have to make a sacrifice between armor and gun when it comes to mobility and power. They actually have a little slider. But the reason why it really blows me out of the water is it was not expected, at least from what I understood. I mean, the last thing we kind of heard from Ubisoft was the new Ghost Recon, which we'll talk about that later. But either way, I'm really pumped for it. The story, they kind of released a teaser of what it could have been, which was, the teaser basically started out where these people come into this house, really nice fancy house, and tie up this dude and show him his wife. And basically, from what I got out of the trailer, is he was, I'm assuming, a hedge fund manager or something, to where he ended up screwing a lot of people over but making a lot of money from it. And basically the people come in and say, you screwed a lot of people over, now you're going to pay for it. And it goes from there with, this Rainbow Six squad, rappelling down bridges and kind of taking out the team of terrorists.
Their Team America montage.
Yeah, exactly. And, I'm super stoked for it because I loved it. It looks like they're keeping the same style, which, could be repetitive, but at the same time, it's really awesome. So
one of my favorite things about the Rainbow Six, like what you're talking about with the Terrorist Hunt and Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2, was, I think, to me, hands down, they started it. They, for Gears of War, like the whole.
I was trying to say that too, but I didn't really want to say it.
Yeah, I'll say it. They started that.
Yeah,
it was so cool too, because how Gears of War 3 does it, you can do your profile leveling through almost any game mode that you do.
Yeah.
Rainbow Six, they had that from the start.
Yeah,
exactly. You do that. You go into story mode. You start off at level 1, and you level up through the story, which is awesome because you can take the guns that you earn and the armor from the leveling and then use it in the story mode, while you're playing.
Yeah.
Co-op is really awesome because it had the 4-player co-op, I believe. It had the squad, so you can go in there with your best buddies on Xbox or PlayStation or whatever, go in and just blast stuff, get massive amounts of levels, guns and stuff like that, and then say, hey, you know what, we're done with the story mode. Take that same squad and then go into Terrorist Hunt, choose a map, clean out, clean it out, and then still boost your ranking. Go into a multiplayer game, boost your ranking. It doesn't stop with that leveling, which is really cool.
Another thing though, that I have to kind of say so people don't get confused, is they actually balance it really well. It's not like hey, go play the campaign 10 times and then you'll be the max level. They actually balance it to where, like, you'll play it the first 5 times and maybe you'll be like ranked 25 and I don't know, they have like 50, 60 ranks. But if you play it another 5 more times, you might get 1 more level out of it, you know? They don't like go in and say, yeah, keep playing our campaign so you get max level and then just like own people online.
Yeah.
Another thing that I really like that they started, which you could kind of say Halo started it, but Halo didn't have the system that they have, is the way you go and play the game. If you go use flashbangs and kill 2 people while they're, you know, dazed, it'll give you
the bonus.
Yeah, it'll give you assault points, and those add into your overall ranking. So basically, you want to go in and use the different breach and clears, assault, or, you know, silent takeouts to level up quicker. The more you mix and match, the more points you'll get, the more levels you'll get, and overall, it's pretty fun.
And that's the cool thing that we're starting to see from a lot of games, especially with the first-person shooters. One of the big ones that you really utilize something like that is Epic's Bulletstorm.
Oh, Bulletstorm was pretty awesome.
Which was freaking awesome.
Oh yeah,
like the fact that they brought back the kick feature from the old school first-person shooters. Was hands down, to me, it was the shit.
Oh, and it added a lot of cool features. The way they innovated it,
like especially with the leash, because I mean, because what you were talking about with Rainbow Six is you do the different combinations and you get rewarded for it.
Oh yeah,
you know the cooler like Bruce Willis moves that you do, the more points you get for it, just because you made the combinations with it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, with Bulletstorm, they obviously turn that up a notch because leash somebody and then kick a rocket.
It's over the top, is what it is.
So that would be cool with that stuff that's already out. It'll see how I'm really interested to see how Patriots is going to like raise the bar for that.
Okay. So do we want to talk about overall, you know, kind of anticipated games, or just kind of like things that we should definitely mention?
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto.
Oh yes, Grand Theft Auto 5 is going to be awesome.
We don't know.
I know there's been a couple of leaked photos, but there's still not much information on it
except
yet.
The trailer that came out.
It might come out this year. We don't know.
I hope so. If anything, though, I really think it's probably going to be October, November, because that seems to usually be the Rockstar Games like date of choice.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's usually in that time.
Yeah.
But you never know.
2 games. Halo 4, I think will be cool. I'm not going to put it on my top only because it's 343 Industries. For those who don't follow, basically Bungie and Microsoft kind of broke up. Their contract was ended, so Bungie went and started their own company.
Separate ways.
Microsoft kept the Halo name and I believe Master Chief the character, while I think 343 kept the universe. It was really weird. It was kind of like another Activision Infinity Ward type deal with Zampella. But either way, I played Anniversary Edition. I thought they did a really good job, but I can't really talk much about that because it was pretty much a port remake. So it's not like you could really see their skills in building a whole new game. So Halo 4 definitely pumped about. Another game that I've never actually played before, but you know, getting into RPGs, I'm really psyched about it, is Diablo 3 for the computer. I've never played it before, never kind of wanted to. But I started getting RPGs, saw this one, played Dungeon Siege last year when it came out, and you know, decided to take the leap and go for it. So I'm definitely pumped when that comes out.
You decided to take a quick stab.
Yeah, taking a stab at Diablo. So do you have any other games or no?
Definitely excited for Grand Theft Auto if it comes out this year. That would be, if I had a release date, that would probably be my top 2. But since there's not a release date, I don't want to say that's in my top. Also, probably Prototype 2.
That's gonna be cool.
I'm excited for that. I really like the first one. Bioshock. I've never played Bioshock.
Yeah, same here.
I need to play the second one still. So
yeah, I've never played a Bioshock, so I got to get into that. And also Transformers.
Transformers, really?
Yeah.
I'm iffy on that because I never played them. But
well, I was gonna say the thing with that is the movie games are terrible. Like the movie games are just.
No, the Transformers one.
No, the movie games are awful.
It was fun.
Movie games suck.
The last 2
But
suck.
anyways, War for Cybertron was actually really awesome because it wasn't based off of a crappy Michael Bay storyline.
Okay.
So you went in and it had the I think it was 2 or 3 player co-op. I think it might have been 4.
Okay.
But it was almost really similar to like Gears of War.
Really?
Because you went in and it had the over-the-shoulder style. You had like you hold A and you do like the mad sprinting. Another cool feature was you can switch between the robot and the vehicle form on the fly.
Okay.
And the maps were big enough to where you can balance it out. So where you're getting blown up, you can switch to your car and get the hell out of there while you get healed, which was really cool. But I do agree with you on that. That one's going to be fun.
And also one more is Assassin's Creed 3.
Oh,
that's
true.
That was another.
I once again didn't play the second one. I heard the second one is really good.
It's got a good story.
To go off of what he said, Prototype 1 and Assassin's Creed, the first one. I liked them, but halfway through the story, I was just like, this is way too repetitive. Assassin's Creed, I actually did end up beating because I did like the story, though the gameplay was repetitive. Prototype, I never beat. I want to say about a third of the way through, and then I kind of put it down. I was like, this is kind of ridiculous to me. So that's why I'm kind of curious to see how they're going to do the second one, because like he said that it basically is going to be different. Style kind of seems the same, but we'll see. What about you? What do you...
one thing that I'm actually kind of surprised that I'd forgotten that we mentioned, but like the new Tomb Raider.
Oh yeah, Tomb Raider looks really good.
The new Tomb Raider is going to be freaking sick.
Yeah, no, I never played any Tomb Raider games. I didn't play a lot of games. I played like one game, and that was Halo.
I played the first one.
But no, Tomb Raider is, oh my gosh. Especially because I love Tomb Raider, and I love the Uncharted series.
Yeah.
Both of them are, awesome for what they are. It's kind of the same game. Obviously male, female, different stories.
Yeah.
But they're just awesome. Just great games. There's been a couple of rough patches in the Tomb Raider history.
Yeah.
For one, I loved Underworld, the newest one that came out.
Yeah, I played the demo.
So good. But Legend is just not Legend because that was already out. That was actually one of the rough patches. To be honest. But the newer one, it's just Tomb Raider right now. They haven't had any kind of like subtitle, like reboot subtitle. But oh my gosh, that one's going to be sweet because it's almost like an origin story.
Yeah.
You kind of see how she developed her skills. Because apparently you're learning about stuff, you get stranded somewhere, and she basically just has to fend for herself.
And I was going to say, I think that's why their title is just Tomb Raider on this one. So
that one's going to be really cool. Another one I'm really excited about, I know I should have threw it on my top 3, but there's a lot of stuff that I wish I could have thrown on my top 3. But Metal Gear Solid Rising Revengeance is going to be sick, like beyond belief. This one it's going to be unlike any of the other Metal Gears.
Okay, so this is a whole new different game. It's not like a little expanded version.
It's Metal Gear Solid. It's the same universe.
Yeah, well...
it takes place in time between basically what Raiden's up to in Metal Gear 4.
Okay.
Guns of the Patriot.
That's what I meant to say. It's not like a new Metal Gear... Is it like a new Metal Gear 5, would you say? Or is it like
actually
in between?
There is a rumor where Metal Gear Solid 5 has been announced.
Okay.
So Konami and Kojima, Fox team, they're working on it somewhere secretly, probably.
Yeah.
But for right now, this one it's Metal Gear Solid, but it's not technically 5.
Okay.
It's a kind of like a gap filler in a way. But you play as Raiden, the ninja from who appeared in Metal Gear 2. Not really a fan favorite, but I mean, I'll give him credit where it's due. If any guy who looked like that came up to me with a sword, I'd back off.
Okay. Well, if anybody came up to you with a sword, I'm pretty sure you would back off. Well, if it was a kid, I'm not going. Go ahead. Go on.
Anyways, but the really cool feature about this is because in the other Metal Gear Solids, say if you tranked somebody or you knocked them out, if you picked them up and then shook them, that's how you get your items.
Yeah.
Or if you found them laying on the ground. Well, apparently in this one, the more you hack up people, you collect their insides.
Okay.
And that's going to give you health, armor, whatever it is, your items and stuff like that, which is really cool.
So they're definitely trying to push the futuristic look on it this time.
Yeah, because Metal Gear 5 was it was the modern day combat, but it's Metal Gear universe, so it is going to have the futuristic characteristics to it.
Yeah.
One of the really cool things that I'm really excited for is that has the dynamic slash system.
Okay.
Where you go into this mode and I don't know if you're going to use the sticks or what, but you slice in whatever direction you want to. You can slice a dude into an X and he will break apart in an X format.
Okay, so they got a really good collision damage modeling.
And one of the things that's really cool is if you guys played Afro Samurai, it kind of had that feature in it where you kick an enemy, they'd fly sideways, and then you could charge up an attack where it would slice them wherever your little reticule was. So you can, their hands would be in the air, you slice them, you can actually basically just slice their fingertips off if you wanted to.
Yeah.
So it would cut it wherever you chose it. So that system worked really well in the Afro Samurai game, so if it's going to be updated for a Metal Gear Solid game, it's just going to be mad. Because apparently you can do it to the environment too.
Yeah.
Like you can walk up to a car and just, you know, cut it in half and do whatever.
Alright.
That's sweet.
But other games that I'm excited for, I don't know. There's a lot of them on the list.
Doom 4.
If there's any news about it, Tekken Tag Tournament 2 is coming out soon. Street Fighter X Tekken, which is actually right around the corner as well.
Prey 2.
Prey 2, which is going to be awesome. So yeah, I mean, I could go on forever.
So I think overall, I mean, that's the news and what we feel about this year. This week we are doing a UFC Undisputed review and a Grand Slam Tennis review. So check out that on our page when they're up. Either way, you are.
I'm Gage.
I'm Matt.
I'm Josh.
And this is Crash Test Reviews.